Michael Scott, Scotty Manphoto. Still hanging out here in the beautiful Ozark National Forest in Arkansas. Been working on some waterfall images, and today's no different, heading to Twin Falls. Well, it's a long, rough road out here, but I'm trying to be optimistic. And with the water flows I've seen so far, I'm thinking Twin Falls is going to be pretty good. I decided to head into the falls from Richland Creek Campground. It's about 20 miles from my campsite at Fairview Recreational Area. About a 45-minute drive. It's a bumpy road, to say the least. I've considered staying at this campground, but it's not convenient to the other locations that I had in mind, and it does take a while to get in and out of this area. Very secluded campsites, though. The hike to Twin Falls is about 2 miles, but Richland Falls is in the area, and just can't see coming in and not stopping at Richland Falls for a quick visit, so I'm going to take a little detour there and check out Richland Falls. I'm not expecting anything spectacular, but nevertheless, I'm in the area, so I might as well stop in. So I think all in all, my round trip is about 5 miles. Well, I plan to do a lot of early morning and evening hiking, so kind of the higher snake activity time, so I thought I'd grab a pair of gaiters and wear those. So far, so good. When you're heading out on longer hikes, it's best to be light as possible. And I often think I've got too much gear. So I always try to take note of that when I get back and think about the gear that I brought and what I didn't use versus what I did use. So just a good way to kind of refine your hike for the next time. Well, regardless, I do like some convenience items. And sometimes I bring a chair, but this time I'm bringing a hammock. I am planning on staying a little while. There's something truly exciting about starting a new journey, a new hike, the start of the trailhead. It's fantastic. Nothing beats the early morning air, the cool breeze in the morning. I tell you, morning is certainly underrated. And if you're not a morning person, I get it, but it's hard to get up in the morning sometimes. But it's truly worth it. And one of the best things of all, you're not competing with the crowds. Now this is where it gets interesting, finding a place to cross Falling Water Creek. Well, crossing a creek or a river can certainly be dangerous, but a good rule of thumb to keep in mind is if you can't see the bottom, don't try to cross. Well, I've arrived at Richland Campgrounds, and this is the area that I chose to enter Twin Falls. And the water levels look really good. That's great. It's going to make for a great waterfall. Unfortunately, I got to cross. So, yeah, the water's pretty cold, but I'm going to do it. So I got some water socks. I'm going to throw those on and head across. I was hoping to find a place I could cross really without getting my feet submerged in water, but that's not going to happen. So I'm going to have to cross. I've scoured around, I've looked. It's pretty deep. But anyway, hence the water socks. Unfortunately, I don't have the right shoes, so that's one thing to keep in mind. It's best to have shoes that drain when you're going to cross streams, because having boots that are waterproof, well, they're waterproof, all right, but they're also waterproof when you get water inside, so the water doesn't get out. So I'll probably have to empty my boots on the other side. But anyway, I'm off. This looks like about the only way to cross. Gotta go right there. Right there.
I'm gonna try to cross it carefully. Wasn't that difficult. Actually, I cheated a little bit, kind of went down the side right there. Now all I got to do is kind of cross over there. Well, I was just thinking that all this is said and done, man, I hope there's an image at the end of this. There's a lot of work for this one. Yeah, that's waterproof boots for you. Need something that vents water when you're doing this. Canyoneering shoe or something like that. I think I would rather just worn some canyoneering shoes or something this whole trip. Maybe even just packed a pair of old tennis shoes. I had originally thought about that and then just kind of done that and then put my boots back on when I crossed. But every ounce counts. I tell you, they don't call this the Richland Creek Wilderness for nothing. It truly is out here. Talk about being one with nature. Yeah. Man, this was worth the trip. Wow. This whole area is just primitive. It's untouched by the hands of mankind. It's nature as it was intended to be. I came within about 2 feet of that snake, almost stepped right over him, but anyway, it's kind of round head, round eyes, best I can tell, round eyes. Not a venomous snake. So anyway, not sure what it is, some type of round snake. I'll look it up and post that right here. But anyway. Well, this is Richland Falls. Stop here for a break and then get back on course to Twin Falls. I might try to maybe come back here a little bit later after I visit Twin Falls and maybe take an image here. I don't know. We'll see. All right, see you at Twin Falls. Oh, I gotta say, I'm extremely disappointed. What can I say? I didn't know there was going to be a fallen tree across one of the two falls. So this might not, well, it might not be Twin Falls. It might be single falls. Still nice though. I'm going to hang out for a bit, try to figure out my composition. Just kind of walking back and forth between this water here. It's kind of tough, but just try to find me a composition. If it's the one falls, then so be it. If it's two, okay. With that fallen tree, I don't see any way I can work that into my composition, and I certainly can't Photoshop it out. Yeah, I just don't see anything attractive about that fallen tree. But it's a cluttered, chaotic scene. Everything I don't want to photograph. And I hiked a while to get here. made some wrong turns too. Ooh. The trail is clearly it's just not marked. I'm off trail, on trail, under trees, over trees, under bush, over bush, on the side of a hilltop. They're kind of treacherous, really. One of the more difficult hikes I've made. All right, enough complaining. I'm still happy to be here. I'm gonna line me up composition. I'm gonna put me up a hammock. I'm gonna kick back and I'm gonna relax for a bit. I hope you can hear this. I don't know of any way I can. It's such a shame that that other fall is all obstructed, and who knows how long it's going to be that way. For some time, no doubt. Some time. So I think I'm going to photograph the single fall. All right. I think that's my composition. I'll look around a little bit more. Then I'll set my hammock up. I need a rest. Power of that waterfall is just amazing. It's like a big landslide up there. Have you ever wondered what it was like to be behind a waterfall? Now you know. Well, I had quite a few visitors down here, so I hope you can hear me. The falls is loud, but did some sunbathing and swimming, and so I had to wait them out, but no big deal. Gave me time to kind of sit here and really think about my composition, and I think that's important, just really analyzing your composition. So I actually changed kind of the original thinking. I was going to put in some trees in the foreground, and I changed that up to just kind of concentrate on the falls and getting the falls kind of on a third line where I wanted it, with some interesting trees to the right, and I took a horizontal and a portrait orientation of this. You got my shutter speed right about just above a second, maybe a half a second, and even then I think it could have been even quicker, but just I want to get motion blur in the water, but not too much. So I was careful not to flip the highlights. There is some light reflecting off that water, so did throw a polarizer on to take some of the glare off. And yeah, I think I'm going to be happy with one of these images. I think in particular it's going to be the horizontal image. So just goes to show you, though, I think, regardless how these turn out, I think you have to spend the time to really analyze your composition and kind of find that moment in time that you want to capture that really encapsulates what you experienced while you were here. At least that's what I was trying to do anyway. Well, I'm gonna pack up and head out. Got a pretty good hike back, about 2.5 miles back, so gotta get going. Gotta wade cross the creek a couple times too. So yeah, this trip was enjoyable, but it definitely takes some energy to do it. All right, well, I guess that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. And I'm going to continue on tomorrow and do a couple other things. Not sure really what I'm gonna capture, but got a couple of ideas. Next week's video, tune into that one. But for now, I guess that's all. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it. But hey, if you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing. And drop me a comment and let me know what you thought. And as always, if I don't see you down the road, maybe I'll see you on the trail.